favorite big sister here, talking about anything and everything and oversharing over coffee. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you don't know who I am, I'm Vanessa Rivera and I have my Coffee Slut podcast. Just wanted to make a cute little video because I wanted to talk about everything I've learned with starting a podcast, and we've hit the 6-month mark here. And this is going to be like unfiltered, unedited. I just genuinely wanted to give my take on what we've learned and everything we've experienced and all the back end stuff that people do not talk about. So starting a podcast can be very overwhelming because it's like, what's your why? Why am I doing this? And what do I want my audience to consume and give on a weekly basis? There's a lot of podcasts out there. I kid you not. So many podcasts, so many incredible ones, and so many that people don't even know about. Probably you don't know about mine, but you will. You will one day. Our podcast will be one of the biggest podcasts in the world, and I just genuinely love talking over coffee. Coffee connects us through so many things, through so many conversations, the hard, the good, the bad, the wicked, the everything in between. And a lot of the time it happens over coffee or matcha, like you're drinking matcha, whatever it is. You're having a conversation over coffee. And I've loved coffee. I'm Hispanic, soy Latina. I'm Mexican. I'm also Spaniard, which is something I just found out about maybe like 3 months ago. I have family from Spain, and I cannot express enough how many memories I have over coffee, and the scent, the smell, like the smell of it, the gathering in the morning to cafecito late at night with pan dulce is what we used to do all the time, playing loteria. And kid you not, I was like, there's not a podcast out there that emphasizes coffee. There's only one other podcast that I've seen, but it's all about finances, which is the Iced Coffee Hour by Grant. I forget his last name. And I was like, you know what? I have always said that I'm a coffee slut. Why not name my podcast the Coffee Slut Podcast? Because there's so many coffee sluts, whatever you want to call yourself, just like me. And to definitely also emphasize what audience you are targeting. People always say niche, right? I think niching down can be very, very helpful because you're going to attract the right people. But also, I don't want you to put yourself in a bubble. So that's another thing, right? Making sure you are still able to explore outside of your niche and talk to different people. But again, you can't talk to everybody. So making sure you're hitting your niche audience target. That's something that I will stand by. I have so many people on the podcast who love coffee or love matcha, who love talking about personal growth, business, the hard times of life, whether that's politics or in their personal life that other people might have gone through, and just oversharing everything in between to pop culture, right? And that is so meaningful to me because my podcast is all about coffee, connection, and community. Those are my 3 things that I will always stick to and will always broaden because I'm not just a podcast. I'm also the coffee slut. A lot of people know me as the coffee slut, especially here in Austin. And then as well as going above and beyond for your community. There's a lot of podcasts that do not share spaces like with their community. Online community is amazing. Trust and believe. I have grown so much within these last maybe 2 years, but also with my social platforms, I've grown a lot within the last 6 months. Truthfully, honestly, I'm very proud of what we built so far, and this is only the beginning. Are we at 1 million? No. Are we even at 100,000? No. But I will always celebrate the small wins because that reminds you of the things that what you used to want and then you finally have them. So we need to really, really be very gracious with ourselves and very patient because I want to build a brand that is longevity, not something that's quick, fast, and like I'm going to get money, whatever. I think there's so many people who want to do things to, if money is the most important thing, great, whatever. But truthfully, I want to build a brand that is longevity, that will stand for however long, for example, like Call Her Daddy, and that might change later. Who knows? It might change later. But I want this brand to be somebody that can see it and feel seen and heard and know that they are not alone. That's another thing, right? And my podcast embodies that. I've had every person from every race, ethnicity on my podcast so far. And I'm also proud that I am probably one of the only Latina podcasters out there. I think besides Effie. But Effie, I know, does a lot of solo podcasting. I'm not sure if she does a lot of guests, but I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I bring something different to the table and that stands out to my audience. So that's another reason. I'm kind of just throwing these at you, right? Because I overshare and I am genuinely wanting you to achieve anything and everything that you set your mind to, whether that is not a podcast, whatever it is. There's so many tools you can take from building a podcast to use in your job. You want a promotion, you want to start your own business. There's so many things that still are so important that you can take with you. So we said our why. What do you want to be known for? Who is your target audience? What's your niche? I think also for a podcast specifically, it comes to equipment, right? Equipment is so important. And for me, as somebody who's listened to podcasts for a while, I usually just watch them. The biggest thing was to make sure we had the best camera, whether that and starting off small, and we still starting off small. I'm so excited because we will be upgrading soon. I just use my phone or my DJI. I didn't want to buy a big, huge camera just yet or 3 cameras because I'd rather get to a point where I can genuinely just have the best equipment and not even have to think about it. I wanted to do what was affordable. So we ended up using a phone. We use a DJI, and most likely I will probably buy another DJI because I think it's so incredibly useful, and a lot of podcasts don't use that, and it's just so easy and user friendly, specifically for me as well and for my husband, and I can see myself through the DJI. The second most important thing was lighting, kind of the setup. We use this corner setup right here behind me for our guests and who we talk to. And the next thing would be audio. So when you watch a podcast, a lot of people just listen to it. A lot of people don't even watch it. So the audio was super, super important for my husband. So we got mics that were very affordable online and on Amazon. And we've had a lot of technical issues with audio. And biggest thing is we want the audience to have amazing audio, no matter how long it takes us. Like I said, longevity is a big thing for me. So we are finally upgrading the interface. So I'm super excited, and we've tweaked it. We've done a lot of things, and we're so excited to upgrade the interface because the mics work perfectly. It's more of just tweaking it, changing it, and seeing what we need to do to, whenever we do edit it, what's going to be easier for us and for the audience to listen to the podcast. Second was lighting. I have some lights right here that I got from Facebook Marketplace that were $25. I kid you not. I was I'm just going to buy these lights. And honestly, I just bought them for a photo shoot one day. I kept them, and now we use them for the podcast. So lighting is so important. Making sure you set the tone, making sure you're able to showcase your audience. Visuals are everything. And we're actually going to upgrade our lights. So I'm super excited about that. And also, consistency. Our biggest thing was that if we are going to start a podcast, we need to record at least 2 to 3 months ahead. And that's exactly what we did. We released our first episode December 31st of last year, and we started recording in November. So we already have a backlog of episodes. That way we are consistent. That way the audience sees that they can expect an episode from us each week. And sometimes I do solo episodes of us just catching up and oversharing, which I hope to do more consistently within the next 6 months or following the next year. There's so many plans for the podcast, but my most important thing was for everything to look and feel good, like if you were in the room. That was the most important thing for me. We're still tweaking some stuff, like I said, and we're still learning, but that's something I can definitely say that I'm so proud of and I'm so excited for. Another thing is, like I said earlier, for podcasts, community. What can you offer your community? So I've been doing monthly events, and hopefully later in the future they can be bigger events, just quarterly, so I can meet my community in person. I think it's very important to meet your community in person, not just online, because it kind of brings people, not hope, but like to showcase that you're a real person. I think we love celebrities. We love comedians, and we love business owners, entrepreneurs, creators that we really look up to. And I think we get so overwhelmed or so anxious because you find them as a celebrity, right? When most of the time they started off just like you, with nothing, with pursuing their dreams and going after it and taking risk. And I just want people to know that I'm just a regular person just like you, and that there's so many things that I want you to achieve. And it's just, how can I help you in any way? Whether that's talking to a business owner, a creator, an underrepresented voice. If you wanted to be, like, for example, a 911 operator, hopefully I can talk to a firefighter soon. I'm very, very much into true crime. I would love to talk to somebody like in SVU, lawyer. And that's like things I also like talking about, because people genuinely don't know what goes on with these specific positions, right? What tools, information can I provide to my audience for free that they can pursue their dream job? And what are they willing to do? And are you willing to keep going where there's nothing to show for? Because that happens a lot. It takes a long time for people to start something because they're scared. They're scared what others are going to think, when in reality, it's like, you have one life. I genuinely mean that. You have one life, and there's nothing nobody can take away from you. And there's nobody in this world that should be able to bring you down, because we are on a floating rock, for gosh sakes. On a floating rock. We're fucking ants. We're in a Milky Way. So for people to think that they can't achieve their dreams is insane to me. It's all about mindset shift. For me personally, it's like, I know you can do this. I know people are handed different cards, but it's like, what do you choose to do with those cards? I say this all the time on my podcast, so if you want to go listen to it, more solo episodes are coming. I love catching up with you guys, and I love talking about everything and everything. And Love Island, like, that's another thing. It's like, these people are regular people. We love shitty reality TV show, and they come out of this villa with tons of opportunities, right? Obviously, it's a reality show. They get a lot of hate immediately and everything like that. But them taking the risk to be on live national TV because they want to find love, genuinely, I'm hoping that's everybody's intention. But they take the risk to get on the show, crash out, set their tone, set their mind, and set their opinions, and truly showcase who they are. And it's like, why not you, right? I've asked myself that question all the time. Why not you? Why can't I do this? Why can't I be the one to create something meaningful and something big for people to feel seen and heard? And that is the podcast. That is the Coffee Slut podcast for me, because I love talking to people. I've always loved talking to people since I was little. I've realized, I went to an event that my friend hosted, and there was 3 of them amazing speaking about it. And one of them said, I've always been somebody that's hosted like parties, games for my friends. And then it clicked for me, and I was like, holy fuck, I've done that too. I've hosted so many parties for my birthday. I've hosted so many parties like in college, so much for bringing people together because that was just in my nature. Like I've had so many parties and conversations, inviting people who I didn't even know because I wanted to connect and I wanted to learn more about it. Regardless of how weird people thought I was, especially not knowing me to the full extent, was something I had to accept because it's like they don't know who I am to the core. They just know this outside layer, and the only people who know me are the ones that are close to me and my family. And I've also learned to accept that if people don't like me, that's fine. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Like I'm not. I'm genuinely not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay. There's probably like so many people that watch my content and that follow me because they like me and they like my personality. There's so many people that probably see my profile and they're just like, she's not my cup of tea. And that's okay. That is totally fine. Not everybody's going to like you and not everybody's going to like cheer you on. That's another thing. It's like your environment is so important. And I think when you're starting a business, really surrounding yourself with people who believe in you and who will never judge you because you're trying. Somebody who has been through what you've been through will never judge you because they've been there. They know what it's like. And for you to give it your all, they're never going to judge you. They're going to be like, keep going. I think the best of people that you surround yourself with is like, how are you going to do it? How are you going to achieve this? How are you going to get there? You need to set strategies, plans, and like just showing up every day. Nothing happens overnight. And I'm genuinely going to say that. I know this podcast is not going to be massive overnight, but everything comes with time. And I'm so impatient. I'm the most impatient person ever. So knowing that I'm looking and chasing longevity is so important to me because I want this brand to last and for it to be something that people can always come back to. And like, oh my God, I'm going to go listen to the Coffee Slut podcast. She had what's her name on. Or actually, I've been feeling down. I've been feeling in a rut. I'm going to go listen to one of her solo episodes. Or, hey, like I'm struggling. I don't know if I'm in this situationship. I don't know if like there's something there's something I'm missing in my behavior or in that other person's behavior. I'm going to go watch the Coffee Slut podcast episode about relationships. Like there's just so much that people don't comprehend, that people just want to be seen. People want a community and people want to do things in real life and like in person. So to provide that value for people is something so incredible. And I genuinely want you to think about that. It's not it's not me. It's not, it's us. It's we. It's a team. It's community, right? And this podcast has been nothing but, I truly think, life-changing for me. I've met so many incredible people, whether that's creators, business owners, and making sure you treat all of them the same. Because you can be the biggest celebrity or biggest podcaster, biggest actor in the world, but people are always going to remember how you made them feel. So really take that into account and really think about that, how you make them feel. Is that something like that's important to you? There's a lot of people out there who are just ugly and rude and just not kind-hearted. There's so much that I want to give to people and pour into people, that they are enough. You are enough now. Not then, not later. Now you are enough. You are meant to be heard, seen, and appreciated for who you are and what you bring. If you are not welcome to a table, create your own table. Don't wait for other people to give you opportunities. Don't wait for other people to create opportunities for you, because you never know. If you just keep waiting, and then you think your moment's coming for somebody to give you an opportunity and it never comes, it's like, I did all of this for what, right? So that's why I created the Coffee Slut podcast. That's why I work for myself, and that's why I took a risk on myself, because the biggest investment is me. The biggest investment is you. So never, ever, ever, ever forget that. You are the biggest project you will ever work on. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's perfect, okay? Nobody's perfect. But the biggest thing I will always say and always tell every single one of my friends, families, that the biggest project is you. It's not selfish to stop helping and like working, or like not helping necessarily, but not focusing on others all the time. There's so many people who put others first, which is like incredible, amazing. But when are you going to put yourself first is the biggest question. So those are my biggest takeaways from starting a podcast 6 months ago. And business really does change your perspective on how you view things, how you move, or what decisions you decide to do. And just know that a lot of successful entrepreneurs move fast. They don't even think. I don't even think sometimes. I just do it. I don't wait for somebody to tell me what I should do. I just do it. There's so much that goes into building a podcast, building a business, but believing in yourself is the biggest thing you can do, and trusting what you bring to the table. Because the amount that you believe in yourself, others will believe in it. Period, point blank. However much you believe in yourself, others will believe in it. Well, that's all I have on my rant today. And I can't wait to start posting more on YouTube. YouTube is my safe space. YouTube is my favorite platform. I'm not even going to lie. And it's something I feel like a lot of people should watch and do. A lot of people don't watch YouTube, which is crazy to me. And I'm so excited to showcase what we have brewing for the Coffee Slub podcast, what goes into it, what it's like being an entrepreneur, what it's like being a big sister, what it's like being a Latina-owned business podcast host, but also what it's like to be an entrepreneur, not just a woman entrepreneur, an entrepreneur, period, point blank. So I can't wait to see you in the next video. Please make sure to follow us on all socials, the Coffee Slub Podcast. Make sure to follow me on all socials. It's Vanessa Rivera on all platforms with 2 A's and 2 R's. And I cannot wait. And I will see you guys in the next episode.